everyone, Coach Kaylee here. So I got some questions about Inside Fitness and what does it mean? And how is it going to be incorporated into our challenge? Inside Fitness is my number one goal for you. I want you to get healthy, but I want you to get healthy for the one who created us. Inside Fitness is about working on your relationship with God each day as well as your outside fitness. God cares about what's in our heart, and if we're slowly changing each day to grow more and more like Him, we can actually live out His full will for our life. Healthy, full of energy, taking care of our kids like He called us to do. So, have I always been a Christian Bible banger my whole life? No, I haven't. Here's my short story. I grew up in Pennsylvania, and I had my parents were alcoholics and addicted to drugs. I found out when I was 13 that they were actually crack addicts, and my whole life changed in that moment because I denied it my whole childhood. Um, and I hated God at that point. You know, I went to VBS's, Bible schools, little vacation Bible school down at our park, but I never went to church or anything like that. But at those VBS's, they would say, God loves you, and all these things that I didn't believe. I thought that if God loved me, then I would be rich and famous, and I would go to college, but I was born to be a druggie. If God loved me, then, that wouldn't have been true. So I hated God. I didn't believe in Him. I first started feeling God tugging at my heart when I was speaking to my grandmother, who told me I needed to quit drinking and I needed to quit smoking, I needed to quit doing drugs and all that. And that was about when I was 19. And I said, I'll quit. I'll quit one day when I get pregnant. In which, at that point, I thought in my life, I hated kids. I never want to get pregnant. Until about a year later, my grandmother passed away, and that same day I found out I was pregnant. Bam. Weird. So I really felt something tugging at my heart, and I had to quit. I quit smoking, I quit drinking, quit everything that day. I realized that I had no friends. I didn't know that people that didn't drink were in the world or didn't do drugs were in the world. I had no support system around me, and it was a really rough time in my life. I was very selfish and alone, and um, asking God why, even though I didn't believe in Him. I talked to my other grandmother who told me that if I want life to work, I need to have God in my life and I need to read the Bible. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I picked up a Bible one day and I couldn't read anything in it. I couldn't, it was art, thou, all these words I didn't understand. And I was like, forget this. But I said, I do need something. I need you, Grandma, in my life to help me with this kid. So I moved up. I came back to live near my other grandmother, and I started going to her church. And I spoke with the pastor, and the pastor told me about God, and I was like, okay, well, there's a God. Um, but that was about it. I said, there's a God, so now I'm a Christian because I just said there was a God. That made me a Christian at that time, is what I thought. I went to church on Sundays. I dressed all fancy. I didn't curse that day. I didn't, I didn't drink. I still drank beer, but I didn't drink. I thought I was a Christian because I was a good person on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I went back to being the same old selfish me, always complaining, always wanting more, always having to have the next best thing, just never really fulfilled. Until I met my husband. Yay! I met him, and he was a true example of what a Christian was. He loved God, and his life reflected that. Everything he did, it was out of love for what God did for him. And he taught me about a relationship with God. If you believe in Him, then you're going to follow His instruction manual for life, the Bible. And I was like, okay, I tried that before, and that's an old book. It doesn't have any relevance to my life today. And he showed me I was wrong. He showed me that they come in different versions and that I could read it. And he opened it up, and I was like, wow, I can actually understand this. And there's commentary at the bottom that explained everything I needed to know. I started adamantly reading my Bible every day and learning so much. This is how you make life work. Here is the instruction manual. I was shocked. I started growing my relationship with God, and my life completely had changed. I was no longer selfish, always seeking, always searching. I mean, I'm still selfish, but I wasn't always thinking about myself. I started to think about other people more. My life dramatically changed. I started to have other desires in my heart, and I want to share that with you guys. And some of you may already be Christians, and these devotions that I post every day for the challenge will be something you already heard. Great. Hear it again. At the bottom, I want after in the comment section after I post the short truths each day, just post that you read it and share something short and sweet that you read or and that you learned from it or you took away from it. That's it. Short and sweet every day of these 6 days. I hope that you can grow in your inside fitness as well as crushing your outside fitness goals. Love you guys.